Jesse, dinner is ready. Coming, Aunt Patty. Jessica. She is the only child of her parents, and also a favorite niece to our Aunt Patricia and Uncle Tom, who didn't have any children of their own. Not to much surprise, Jessica grew up a little spoiled and overprivileged. Trouble and bad habits, they might as well have been Jessica's middle name. This year, after graduating high school, Jessica managed to convince her parents to enroll her into the BI University in New York. And since Aunt Patricia and Uncle Tom lived there, when they heard Jessica was moving out, they insisted she stay at their place. Jessica loved Uncle Tom and Aunt Patricia. They were the best, always showering her with gifts and surprises, and this was quite an opportunity for her. She didn't have to spend on renting a room, paying bills, or eating cup noodles for the rest of her college days. And on top of that, Aunt Patricia was so gullible and sweet. She never even noticed when Jessica would slip a few bucks out of her purse, or even sneak out of the house to party with friends. Just 10 minutes from their place, there was a club where Jessica would catch up with her college buddies. At first, it was now and then, but it soon became a ritual. It wasn't like she was stealing wads of bills out of Aunt Patricia's safe, though she thought it was alright. Jessica, where are you going? At this hour? Jessica froze in her way, turning to spot their neighbor, Uncle Tom's friend, Jack. He had often seen Jessica sneak out of the house, but he never said anything. Why is he talking to me? Oh, nowhere. Just taking a small walk before going in for the night. Yeah, I remember taking those walks when I was your age. Used to keep a ladder by the window. What? It's alright. Go out. Have fun. But be safe. Poor guy. But the truth was, sometimes Jessica did feel a little guilty. Now and then, Uncle Tom and Aunt Patricia would get into fights. Jessica would hear Uncle Tom go on and on yelling at her aunt that he couldn't figure how the money didn't add up. Other times, she would overhear about matters she really didn't understand. I don't want to hear anything. Where were you for so long? I told you I went to the mall. I'm warning you, Patricia. You better not lie to me. It doesn't take this long to get home. What are you hiding from me? Back off, Tom. You think just because you're a man you can treat me like that? Patricia, you're crossing the line. Sometimes the fights would be limited to a few shouts and some curses. But sometimes it would get out of hand. Uncle Tom would sometimes get so enraged, he would charge at Aunt Patricia. He wouldn't spare her any mercy. But Aunt Patricia was no woman to mess with. She was strong, and she would have her stand in a fight as well. Most of the time, she would end up intimidating Uncle Tom. he would have to think twice before the next time he opened his mouth. But most of the time, Jessica would watch Uncle Tom barge out the door. Aunt Patty, where is Uncle Tom going? Probably off to Jack's place. That's what he always does. Fight with me and then chill with his bud. As if nothing happened. I can't take it anymore, man. Patricia, she drives me crazy. Why don't you just leave her? Admit it. She's not marriage material. Hasn't even been able to give you a child. And every time I think about it, I can't forget the memories we have. She's my high school sweetheart. Jessica often felt a little uneasy among the tension in the house. And Aunt Patricia may have sensed she wasn't so comfortable. It was one of these days she called Jessica to her room. "Jessie, there's a trailer out in the back. You can move in there if you wish. You'll have all the privacy you need. You can even bring your friends over." Aunt Patricia happily searched through her closets for the keys to the trailer and handed it to Jessica. But then she warned, "Now that you're going to college, beware of those boys. By the way, your uncle's friend. He hasn't tried anything on you, has he?" "No, not at all. Beware of them all. You can't trust anyone." Listening to her aunt, Jessica remembered the few times that Jack had seen her outside. Was he coincidentally there, or had he been watching her? Whatever the case was, Jessica was excited more than ever about the privacy she would get. The next day, Jessica opened the trailer after getting back from her classes. It was a mess. She cleared up the extra furniture and trashed whatever junk was laying around. But that night, as Jessica plopped down on the dusty bed, she heard a brutal fight begin in the house. The next morning, Jessica got out of the trailer and planned to go inside to get Aunt Patricia to whip her up some pancakes. When Jessica walked through the door and sat at the kitchen table, she realized Uncle Tom wasn't there. "Where's Uncle Tom?" "He left." "What? Left where?" "It's been going on long enough, dear. Your uncle and I decided we're better apart." Jessica felt a little guilty at first, but she knew things couldn't have been just about the few bucks she stole. At first, Jessica missed her uncle. Uncle Tom always took special care of her, always asking her if she's okay or if she needs anything. But as time went on, Jessica bonded with her aunt more. They cooked together, went shopping together. Aunt Patty was a real nice woman. She couldn't understand what must have gone wrong with her and Uncle Tom. Since that night, Jessica had been sleeping in the trailer. Although it needed a lot of cleaning. For some reason, every day the bad odor seemed to get worse. Aunt Patty, why does the trailer smell so bad? It wasn't this gross when I first opened it. It's probably because of the raccoons or possums nested there. I'll clean it out for you. But Aunt Patty never found the time. After about 2 weeks, the smell had increased so much Jessica couldn't ignore it. "Aunt Patty, the stench is just awful in there. When are you going to clean it out for me?" "We'll do it soon, I promise. It's nothing big. It's just the wild animals out in the backyard." "But Aunt Patricia, the smell is just building up. I thought it would go away by now." Aunt Patricia just shrugged and handed me air freshener. "Take this. Go spray up that trailer good. The smell will be gone in no time." Jessica tried to follow Aunt Patricia's advice, but the air freshener only seemed to make the stench even more stronger than before. So Jessica decided to just leave it be. Uncle Tom? Jessica woke up startled. What did she just see? After a few nights of experiencing the same awful dreams, Jessica spoke to her aunt about it. Aunt Patricia froze the moment she heard it. But then she just shook it off. "You're just experiencing separation anxiety from living all on your own." "I don't think it's just that, Aunt." "You're thinking too much. Now grab a snack and relax. I gotta go run some errands." As Aunt Patty left, Jessica went out into the backyard. She just wanted to stop thinking about the horrible dreams, and most of all, she wanted to get rid of that smell. She saw Uncle Jack's dog roaming around the fence. The dog had a ball in his mouth and looked like it wanted to play fetch. Before Jessica could reach there the dog jumped onto their side and began licking her. "All right, boy, go fetch." Jessica took the ball and threw it out into the backyard. Unfortunately, it rolled all the way under the trailer. Jessica watched the dog swoop into the hole and it soon came out without the ball. It was yelping as if it had hit something. Jessica bent over and crawled under the trailer. She could see the ball in sight, but it had rolled next to something. A black garbage bag. Jessica tried to pull it when the garbage bag tore, and Jessica was horrified to her core. She saw Uncle Tom. His milky blue eyes were wide open and speckled with blood. Jessica let out a scream as she backed out, raced after the dog until she reached Jack's house. She knocked desperately on the door. It all made sense to her now. The constant fights, the sudden smell, the nightmares. Uncle Tom had been trying to communicate with her. Jack opened the door. "What's up? Are you alright?" Jessica blabbered out everything that happened. I think it was Aunt Patty." Uncle Jack was silent at first, but then he smiled and shook his head. "You're overthinking it." That's when Jessica heard a voice from inside. She found him, didn't she? And Patricia joined Jack as they smirked at each other. We knew you would be trouble. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.